Welcome back to another episode. I'm joined by starting running back against Washington State, Jaylon Glover. Jaylon, how's it going?
Hey, Lick, how you doing, man?
Doing good. We also got Cole Bagley with us. Cole, how are
Good. It's Jalen world. We're all just living in it right now. So
you? Coming off a big game, 20 carries, 76 yards, and you got in the box one time. Must feel pretty good. What did it feel like to get that amount of reps? That's probably the most reps that you've gotten in a single game all year, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's the most reps I got all year, and just in the personally, it felt good, but just in the preparation throughout the week, you just felt like you were ready for that moment. So um, I felt like I was ready mentally, and whenever my number was called or whenever I was in the game, I knew I was just going to do my assignment and try to make plays.
Sweet. Well, we got some good things to talk about today. I want to talk about the team's mindset coming off the USC win into your guys' bye week. Some key plays from the game and your kind of mindset knowing that you're going to start. And then obviously we got the upcoming game against Arizona next Saturday. So coming off the USC game, that was an all-timer, right? Like Coach Witt said, probably one of the biggest games in the history of Rice Eccles Stadium. What was that moment like for the team after that win and leading into your guys' bye week?
No, it's just that was an amazing win, man. Just how much adversity, that was just in one game, and just how competitive it was, and how we came out, and how the game ended.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling, and then coming off, after the win to the locker room, and how much emotion was in it with Ty and Alo, and giving his parents the game balls, like it was just it's the vibes were just all there, and coming from being so high in the moment, like you were saying, to getting the bye week to locking in to our next opponent, it was just going in to just let those feelings and that compassion from us playing with USC, and let's lead it to this week. And we prepared in the bye week like we had a game. Like, we want to attack the bye week so we can be prepared for Washington State, which I think we came in pretty good this week. So we did a great job, and I just talking about it, you get so much chills because you know how things happen so fast, but our coaching staff has put us in the right place with some great leaders to just keep us rolling. And we never get too much. We don't get caught up in the past. We always worry about what's the task at hand.
Yeah.
I got.
Oh, go ahead, Cole.
I was just gonna ask really quick. What what was it like to wear those helmets? They're very different than anything we've ever seen before. Obviously, really deep meaning, even for somebody as yourself that wasn't necessarily around when those guys were with the program. But what was it like to wear those helmets? And then why did you guys decide to wear them again?
Wearing them at versus USC, coming out all black, um, we felt, you as a group and then as an individual, I can speak for myself. Like we just felt we had a job to finish. Like we were playing for a bigger purpose. Like we had a why for our individual. Like why do we play the game itself? But as a team, I think we all had that same vision. Like we had to get the job done no matter what it took. So and having them on our helmets, me not being there, but for the guys that's been there, especially have a guy in the room like JJ and how compassionate he talks about them. And when we coming in those our little meetings and our team meetings, going into the game, like you can hear him how he talks. And so for the guys that's been here and the guys that don't know him and hear it, like you can feel all those emotions. So it's not something that we take lightly, and coming again and realizing like these are those two last games. Um, it's just like I said, like everything happens for a reason, and everything was adding up. But I think it was a great choice why they did that because just to recognize them again,
Mhm.
and because those helmets are real special, man, and just to wear them one time, I don't think one time was enough. We had to do it
Right.
again.
Do you think you guys will wear them a third time?
I'm not sure. Those up to the captains, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind at all, man. Them bad boys so cold. They're so cold.
Yeah,
Yes,
they still got some juice left in them. So
for sure.
I didn't know that you guys choose which uniforms you wear every week. That's just a captain's decision of is that
Yeah,
how it's always been?
those captains and the leadership council. Those guys make those decisions, and they talk through us and hear our opinions. But
Yeah.
it's team led, and Coach Witt is a team. He's a team. He's a player led coach, and he understands that, and that's why he gives our captains and our leaders of the team those rings because they speak for us and they know what we would like. So
Yeah. They kind of represent you guys. That's awesome. So game prep for Washington State. When did you know for certain that you were going to start? Because Tavion was out, and then Makai's, dealing with some injuries, I think, as well. Just wear and tear over the season. At what point did you know that you were going to be the lead guy going into the game?
near probably the going to after the game during that bye week during USC. I knew my role was going to increase, and so I was prepared for that. Weeks prior. I mean, a week prior to the USC game, but I knew it was set in stone in the bye week. And preparation as I was saying in the post game conference, uh, you prepare every day like you're the guy. So those reps you take, there's game reps in practice. So the preparation of it's just whoever's going in, and my practice habits didn't change from me being a third back to me being the first back because every day I'm trying to go there and get better. So
Yeah.
good that we practice that way, and me and JJ stepped up because of those practice habits. And I'm
Right.
glad.
Must
What's it been like? Sorry, Derek. What's it been like to play alongside JJ? Because that's a crazy situation to have this guy that was potentially, I mean, he was neck and neck with Bryson for quarterback two, and then Curry goes down. He gets, asked to switch over to running back. He accepts it, and he's done well. I mean, it's not like it's not been this like failed experiment. He's looked great. I think his high school experience is kind of shining through. I mean, you guys looked great, alongside each other last night. What's it been like to play with JJ?
Um, JJ is just a great dude, man. He comes to practice ready every day. His intensity is so great, especially when he coming from quarterback and he's coming in learning the plays from the running back perspective. He's so open to learn, and like I say, those abilities that he had. I mean, he was one of the most notable quarterbacks to come out of Texas. But what he can do on his feet, man, like it shows. Those are just talents that are just God given, and he put it on tape. And playing with him, we complement each other so well, and we love to encourage each other and want to see each other be great. So being with him it's been amazing, and I just want to keep it rolling, man. We're in a good spot, and we just need to keep winning and doing our right assignments.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty cool dynamic. I talked to Bryson about this a couple weeks ago with, him and JJ both being in the backfield at the same time. You got like two quarterback minds back there. Must be pretty cool for them.
Yeah.
But what you said, you guys do complement each other extremely well. I hadn't even thought about that. You guys kind of have like opposite play styles in a way, but similar mentalities. It's a pretty cool back and forth that you guys have, and it's got to keep the defense on their toes depending on who's back there.
For sure. For sure.
So I want to start doing this thing each week where I'm going to start calling it the four downs, but it's really like the four moments. I feel like there's a few moments in every game that kind of determine the outcome. And we can look back at those, or sometimes, in the time, like, oh, that was a big moment. This is going to set the tone for the rest of the game. And so I just jotted them down, and I want to get your perspective on them because you were involved in the play in some of these. It's not just one play. Sometimes it's like three or four plays. I couldn't decide on one. So we'll do the four downs. Starting out the game, both offenses kind of got off to a slow start. I think Utah's defense was playing pretty well. And then
Right.
your guys' offense, obviously, you're starting out, and so is Bryce, and this is the first time that you guys are starting a game together. So maybe that's a little bit to be expected, but you guys got your rhythm going. The first moment I want to talk about is the 30-yard Washington State touchdown to Stribling in the beginning of the second quarter. It was 0-0, and then they hit that deep shot. And I feel like that kind of maybe sparked you guys on offense. Be like, all right, this is a ball game. Like, we got to get our stuff together. We got to get rolling.
Yeah,
Is
I can.
that accurate?
Yeah, I can agree. Especially at that time, I knew I was standing up because it was probably the coldest game I done played in. It's from being up here. So I was sitting on the heated benches, and then I just got up just because I just had a feeling something was going to happen. But when they scored, I had a feeling to myself like it was a spark. Like, okay, yeah, we finna lock in because we know this shouldn't be a ball game, but we got to play because Washington State is a good team, so we can't let up. So getting on offense, our mentality was okay. Let's go score. That was the first thing Bryson said in the huddle. He was like, "Let's go score," and it kind of translated. So yeah, I can agree with you. It was a little spark for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny that was the coldest game because you got a couple cold ones up and coming, especially when
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you guys go to Colorado to finish the year, and there's been plenty of times where it's in the 20s or teens, and there's a couple feet of snow that they pushed off the side of the field. That's gonna be.
They've been talking about it all year. That's why I was like, this is the coldest game I've played in so far because I actually used the heated benches this week. But yeah, I know down this road it's only gonna get colder. So
yeah, you're gonna be cuddling up with Jaquindon on that sideline when it gets real cold.
I'm already knowing.
You guys are like sharing one of the big jackets. You're both in there.
Yeah, those big jackets.
That's like the Homer Simpson moment where his son Bart's like, "Dad, this is the worst day of my life," and then Homer goes, "It's the worst day of your life so far." It's like you don't know what's coming. All right, my second moment. It's you guys have the ball. It's 3rd and 4. Bryson gets the high snap. You step up in the hole and lay the wood on this linebacker that's blitzing. You know what play I'm talking about? And
yes,
Bryson drops it in the bucket to Money Parks. And then Money gets leveled by the safety coming over right when he catches it. That was a sick play. And I feel like that really like jump started the offense.
Man, I mean, just that whole play itself, when I made a block, because we talk about our practice, like when we do PPU, like those pass pickups and, look at demeanor. And so we going through, all the scenarios that could happen to just be sure when we had that blitz pickup. So I seen it. So I was like, okay, yeah. I just felt I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Hit him. Oh, and when Money caught it, it was funny that because when the ball was in the air, I'm like, Money coming down with it. I knew it. So I looking at the sideline because I see me and Coach Q are looking at each other because I made the pickup. And so I'm nodding my head to the sideline.
You're looking at your running back coach like, I know you saw that.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah, he turned up with me. Oh man, it was a great moment, man. And Money gonna get hit, but he gonna come down with the ball. So we always appreciate it. But that was huge. That was a huge.
How much of it's like comparing like laying a big block to a touchdown? Like how close of a thrill are those two when you just lay someone flat on their back or you cross the goal line?
I mean, scoring a touchdown is amazing, but picking up like pass pro keep you in the game. And like when the quarterback ain't touched and he make a bomb, like it's like I was a part of the play.
Yeah, and, that play doesn't happen. That's a sack if Jaylon doesn't.
Like if I don't make the block, like Bryson gets leveled.
Yeah.
And I'm coming out of the game for sure. So
you're like, man, can I get that completion on my stats as well?
I'm trying to tell you, they gotta find some way to get that on the stats because those pickups be serious, man. I'm trying to tell you.
It should be an assist. There should be assists in football. That's an assist right there. It's also an assist when like receivers run like rub routes and they kind of set picks for each other. That should be an assist as well.
Assist / pancake. That should be the stat.
Jaylon's block on that one, those kind of moments are the best in like film room when the whole team's watching it after and they like highlight that little and they go back and watch it like 3 times and the whole like touchdowns are cool, like you get props for it, but that stuff is like gets the team going wild too.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing was like he got hits. Okay, I thought the ball was overthrown when it was in the air, but Bryson just like he throws like a rainbow ball sometimes, and it just like had enough air under it where Money got under it, and Money's quick, you know. So
Yeah.
he got under it, extended his arms to catch it, and gets leveled and held onto the ball. Like that was an extremely impressive catch.
Is that where there was two defenders?
Yeah, there was the corner that he beat because he came out. It was a really sick play to design. Someone came in
Yeah.
like on a slant. He ran behind them and up the sideline. So he had his man beat, and then the safety came over the top.
That to me, that was one of the best throws of the year. Like
Yeah,
like also including Cam. Like that was right on the money, too money, ridiculous. Like
Yeah, he
you
couldn't have thrown
couldn't
a better ball.
no, like and that's a tough ball to throw, you know. Like
yeah.
I remember watching that being like, oh, that right there. I think it was like 21-yard pickup, and I think I tweeted right after that like, okay, take a breath, Utah fans. Like Bryson Barnes can play because there was nonsense going on before that,
Yeah.
but he proved right there. Okay, and then he picked up like 8 yards after that. Anyways, beautiful throw.
Yeah, well, that one it's like a three-part thing because Bryson has the high snaps. When a quarterback gets like an off snap, their whole like timing and rhythm is kind of thrown off. If Jaylon doesn't pick that guy up, that's maybe a strip sack because Bryson's like, I think he turned his back to catch the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things on that play, and like the timing of it being down, 07 needed that, and that's what led to that play led to the play where you tweaked your ankle on down by the goal line. Did that guy just land on the back of your ankle?
Yeah, he rolled up on my ankle, so yeah, I just needed to go get it taped on the sideline,
Yeah,
and yeah, but that always happens. So
yeah. You popped
Me,
up. I
just
wasn't
gotta-
super worried.
Sasha and I were praying together when that happened. We sent the prayer emojis to each other.
Yeah,
I think
my parents were stressing as well. I'm like, man, y'all know they let fall on my ankle one time. Just need to go out for a few plays. I'll be back.
yeah,
be right back.
you popped up quick. Like if you stayed
Yeah.
down, maybe I would have been more worried. But then a couple plays later, JJ freaking lowers the shoulder on that guy right in the hole and just powers his way in the end zone. That was sick.
The way that defender's body, I don't even know. It was like a rubber band. Like it like snapped back, and then he just like, and he just went like out.
it looked so nasty on film.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro. And then the crazy thing, he didn't get back in the game after that. So
I mean, I hope he's okay, but good grief, Jaquindon. I mean, oof. He's a truck, man.
he laid him out. He definitely laid him out.
Normally, they say in football, normally the low man wins. The low man did not win on that play.
And personally, I didn't really feel like he brought a punch. Like he did not want to make that tackle, and it kind of showed because he came down there. I'm like, he waiting for him. JJ ran right through him.
Yeah,
that was raps.
Yeah, JJ wanted that.
Well, he wasn't ready. He waited for the hit rather than like
Exactly.
Yeah, like instead of meeting him, he just was like, "Okay, I'm gonna sit here," and then JJ look up. You see his head come up last second. JJ's like, "Okay, lower the shoulder." Bam, takes him out.
Kill him.
Yeah,
Kill
the
him.
guy didn't have momentum going forward, but he was like in front of the end zone, so he probably thought he was good to make the tackle. But JJ just had momentum that leaned in and got into the end zone. So that's kind of my like moments right there, where it's like we have that big catch, we keep driving down the field, and then that ends up resulting in a scoring play to tie up the game. All right, my third moment. Washington State 4th and 11. Fillinger gets the strip sack. I've been impressed with Fillinger. I feel like he battles. He gets after it. He's got a high motor, high energy. He gets the strip sack. There's like 4:40 left in the first half. And then Jaylon, you had that clutch catch on 4th and 3 on the flat route.
I was gonna say that was like an honorable play of this. Like that's the fifth play if you're going through four.
That's why it's like these moments. It's just like
I know
this,
it was
the sequence of events that happen.
It was like, it was like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, and you just ran a little short route out to the right to the sideline, and it was like, okay, that was a big play.
And then you had the touchdown a couple plays later, right?
Yeah.
That's the one where the defensive lineman was like on his knees in the backfield and tried to make the play on you. What happened there?
Yeah, so I guess he just slipped through because off of the line was reaching, and so I guess he slipped through the block. So I'm like, bro, what is he? So when I seen him, I was like, bro, I can't let him make the tackle. So I
Yeah.
was just trying to, when I was running, see what he did. So I just moved to the side, just a little piece, and go on, get in the end zone. But I was like, where he coming from? Because it was happening all night. Like he on the floor, reaching at your feet, and I'm like, how they getting here?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good to score. When I looking back at the game, I didn't know, because when everybody was on the come and watch a film yesterday, everybody was talking about like how clutch that fourth down catch was. Like I'm like, I mean, I just caught it. It was like, we over here finna have a heart attack. And I was like, well, yeah,
That was a
shoot,
big play.
Well, because Bryson was looking around. I don't think you were the first option. I mean, I think he originally was looking left, and then he's kind of scanning the field, and then all of a sudden, you see that you're open, and he's just like, "Oh, Jaylon's there." Laser over to Jaylon, and it kept. I mean, if you guys get stopped there, the kicking, special teams was interesting. Don't need to get into it, but yeah, that was big to keep that alive and get 7 out of that drive.
So
sure.
Jaylon, you're saying that 4th and 3 catch was just like a routine play? You're like, that's
Yeah,
it.
we tried to do that drag flat route all week. So it's
Yeah.
just cats tuck, get upfield.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the time I kind of could tell. Yeah, that definitely wasn't the first look because as soon as I caught it, I was running out of bounds, and we wasn't even at the half. So I knew he came to me a little later, but.
Yeah, that whole sequence was huge because it's right before the half, and so you guys were tied, and then you take the lead going into the half. It's huge because go ahead.
Was that where the helmet to helmet?
Yeah, there's
kept the drive going.
The targeting call on 4th down, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a fair targeting, and then was it Hubert that had the targeting call later?
Dude, he smacked that guy. Smacked that guy.
Jaylon, that's a film room all time with that Hubert.
Yeah, what do you got to say about how about Clayton Isabel coming in and step up and making the play? Yeah, man, it's good to have some depth for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like we all know that sound when there's just a crushing hit and like there's the extra crunch and you're like, dude, that guy's soul just left his body for like a few seconds. Like what it sounds like, and that's what RJ's hit. Even on the broadcast, you just hear that bump and you're like, okay, he was not. Yeah, he disconnected from his body for a good few seconds there. Just crunch.
I feel like that was a clean hit, but I feel like the crowd reacted so strongly to their player getting the targeting call that it was kind of like a makeup call, just.
Well, so did their sideline. Their coach is freaked out at that.
It was because it was such a big hit on such a big play, but it was clean.
It was a clean hit. It was real clean.
Yeah,
it sucks because RJ's out now for the first half.
Oh, really? Game. So he has to do a complete game.
Yeah. So if you're ejected in the second half in college, you're ejected for the first half of the next game.
Dang, that was like right in the beginning of the second half too.
Yeah.
Dang.
But Clayton played good. I think, and Sione Vaki was great too. So.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be all right, but we're gonna RJ, but
next man up.
Yeah.
So before my 4th down, the final moment, I feel like there's a couple good plays. Bryson had that. They said on the broadcast that was a design keeper where he was in shotgun drop back and then ran like 15 yards just right up the middle. Was that a design keeper or no?
Nah.
I didn't think so. But they said it was.
No.
I was like, well, why do you think that's design?
That's Bryson making plays.
Commentators were asshats.
Well, he dropped back and receivers were running routes and linemen were blocking. The middle was just wide open. And he's like, oh, it's a design run. I'm like, I don't know why you think that's a design run. Guys are running routes out there. They're not blocking.
Yeah.
That was not blocking for Bryson.
Yeah. And then Kincaid had the touchdown. That was just gutsy. Is he doing all right? What's his situation?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He brought in some crumble cookies yesterday. So, but no, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool.
You could tell he was in some pain though. Like
no, for sure.
He lands on that shoulder and then you just see his mouth and he yells out, and it's like, ooh, that one hurt.
Yeah, I mean it's we're going week 9, week 9 during the season. You know, guys banged up,
Yeah.
and but glad we get a little longer time preparation. Guys get to be able to get treatment, so just got to take advantage.
Yeah. All right, my fourth down, fourth moment. This is the final drive. Huge drive to ice out the game. I think you guys got it with like 4.5 minutes left. So you're going in like 4 minute kill the clock offense, get like, 3 first downs, and that should be game. You had the big time first down on second down where you lunged forward to pick it up. That was big time. And then this was a wild play. Bryson rolls out right, gets clobbered as he throws it to Vele,
He got decked.
who jumps well before the first down, catches it before the first down, and then flies backwards. And the spot was terrible in the beginning, but I think they had to review it, right, to give him the right spot.
Right.
That was a wild play. And then the final play was the pass interference that Bryson threw. I think he saw that they were holding solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he just threw it because he knew that they were going to get the call. Did he actually see it before, or was he stressed?
No, he knew. He wasn't driven.
Yeah. What was your perspective of the rollout past the Vele?
It was gusty, but actually I missed my assignment because the guy that clambered, that was my guy on the offensive line, but he was stacked because usually in the look he will be off the line of scrimmage. So that was my guy. So yeah, so I was upset about that, but when I seen the catch, I was like, Bryson made another play, and Bailey made a great catch though. So
Do we need to go in on like a gift basket for Bryson? Say I'm sorry. Do we need to go in on some crumble cookies and
man, I might give him some, man. I might give him some. But
In a
I feel
way,
like overall during the game, I protect him pretty well. I
yeah.
protect him pretty well.
In a way, you kind of did him a favor because now he has like a sick highlight play on his reel of like getting clobbered, making that fearless throw. Like that shows up.
No, yeah, for sure. He definitely showed country boy, gunslinger, Bryson Barnes.
Yeah, it was like a Brett Favre play. Just getting worked. All right, well, that was it, man. That final drive was awesome. First down after first down, big play. Smart play, getting the penalty, and that was it. That's a wrap.
All right, man. Perfect.
Jaylon, I've got 2 questions for you here. We got a few minutes left. First one, what do you feel like Thursday's performance says about the depth just of this Utah football team? Like, Bryson learns 30. He says 30 minutes before the game is when he found out he's playing. You knew well before, but it still doesn't make it any easier when the 2 guys in front of you aren't going to play, and you've got to step up. Jaquinnon, steps up behind you. And there were some guys on defense as well. Sione Vaki gets his first start. Clayton Isbell gets in there. What do you feel like all your performances collectively say about the depth of this Utah football program?
It really goes kudos to the coaches. They do a great job in recruiting and a great job in developing players. They, to kind of have, from going through everybody on the depth, like, they coach everyone hard. And if you have questions asked, like, you're accessible to all the resources as everyone else has. So everybody should be prepared. And I'm glad it showed up because guys work hard, man. We work really hard and it showed up on tape. And we're just glad to continue to be here. So when it comes to times like this, it's going to keep translating because Utah does a great job. And, the guys lock in and dial in and, come a part of the Utah family.
Just kind of a follow-up on that, and then I got one more question for you. But, there were some interesting negative comments about Bryson, coming into that game and through the first quarter, people saying, why is our backup quarterback a walk-on that's not on a scholarship? And he comes in and he shows a lot, but how good is Bryson? Why is he the backup quarterback? And what have you seen from him both in that game and off the field that should give people full confidence that he can fulfill that role?
Bryson, is as we say, is a one snap away. If Cam goes down, Coach Witt, Coach Ludwig, just as you said, 30 minutes before the game, they didn't lose themselves. Like we have full trust in Bryson because, Bryson can lead a team. And as he showed, like throughout the spring, throughout the fall, like his completion rate is insane. Like, Bryson knows where to go with the ball, and Bryson's a passionate runner is going to make plays. And, that's what you would want to get in your quarterback. And I think Bryson shows it all. And, playing alongside him, during practice and in games, man, you feel comfortable. And you know, I feel like Bryson can play, and Utah fans have nothing to worry about if Bryson's in the game.
There it is. That's good to hear, man. Like I think people were being too quick to judge and too harsh on him, and they were too worried overall. I mean, you guys stepped up and showed that, like you said, next man up. Doesn't matter who it is, everybody's ready to go. My last question for you, yesterday you tweeted, woke up thinking how much I love this team. Why? Why do you love this team?
Just how we rally together, man. What I used to see in the recruitment process on TV, and some of those, the interviews during the time would come on ESPN when Coach Will was talking about, Ty and Alo. And you just see it. And sometimes you think like what's going on inside programs can just be for the media. But it's real. Like it's real deal people that love and care for you and want to see you succeed and that are gonna coach you hard. But at the end of the day, they're gonna be there for us. And Utah has shown me that. My teammates have been there for me, and those like I tell you guys all the time. Like I don't feel like anybody on this team has an ego, and those guys that get hurt or get injured, like Makai is right in my ear or seeing some mistakes or want to coach me up, or those guys just want to be here. And I want the Utah fans to know that. I want my teammates to know that. But I love those guys, man, and I just appreciate Utah. And I just want to keep it rolling, man. We'll 1-0 each week. And I mean, the sky's the limit, sky's the limit.
Bonus question. Best Halloween candy?
I mean, some people gonna hate me for this, but I like it. But I'm a candy corn fan.
Okay.
I like candy corn, and to whoever don't, I apologize if you don't like it, but you're missing out. But I really do enjoy some candy corn.
That is a controversial answer. That's gonna make headlines.
So, what are you guys' favorite Halloween candy?
Go ahead, Derek.
Another controversial one. I love Almond Joys.
Grass.
I like coconut. I like chocolate. I like almonds. I don't feel. I feel like it's like a fake healthy candy.
Coconut.
I mean,
you getting your
fruit? I've never ate it because I think it's healthy.
Yeah, more for me.
Wait, so Jaylon's getting his vegetables and
candy corn. Yeah,
Lyric's getting his fruit. I'm just going Reese's peanut butter cup, man.
I mean, so I'm thinking we were talking about. I mean, because I'm not gonna eat candy corn every day of my life. Like Halloween comes around, I want candy corn.
It's seasonal.
My candy is Reese's.
Okay.
Like I love Reese's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You like Reese's Pieces or just the peanut butter cups?
I like the peanut butter cups. Yeah, I like the peanut butter cups for sure.
All right. Okay. Good stuff.
If you score another touchdown next game, big Reese's peanut butter cup on me. All right.
All right, man. Appreciate you too.
Size. Jaylon, congrats
Get you
on the
an
win.
NIL deal.
Congrats on the big game. We hope to see more of it in the coming weeks.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys.
Okay. Thank you both. See ya.